ranking every Batman actor.
Let me start off by saying I think we are so lucky because in my opinion, we've never had a bad Batman actor. Every single one pulled it off in some capacity. That does not mean there are not bad Batman films. Some of the Batman films are so bad, they're beat me in an alleyway with a crowbar level bad. When I say every Batman actor is going to be ranked in this video, I mean primarily the live action adaptation ones. We will be going in reverse order in this video from least favorite to most favorite, but do not forget, leave a comment below with your ranking of your favorite Batman to your least favorite Batman. With that said, let's begin.
Number 11, Lewis Wilson. The youngest actor to ever play Batman was Lewis Wilson at the age of 23. He was also the first Batman to ever play the character in live action. He deserves a lot of credit for being the first actor to put on the cowl. And in my opinion, this is an underrated film, although it pales in comparison to its modern incarnations. Adam West is number 10 on this list. He plays more of a parody of Batman rather than the actual character, but he's very self-aware in the role and he does a great job and has awesome comedic timing. One aspect that is odd that involves his pronounced voice.
Kind of creature would gobble up a bird in a tree.
Very powerful, but also very identifiable. Along with many other obvious oddities throughout the show, isn't it weird he didn't try to mask his voice at all? Imagine this, Morgan Freeman puts on a Batman mask and doesn't do anything to mask his voice.
Spend their lives in the dark, trying to hide from me.
How long do you think people know Morgan Freeman is Batman? I don't think very long. The second actor to ever play Batman is Robert Lowery. He too did a set of serials when combined is almost 4 hours long. His costume was very similar to Lewis Wilson's, but was a better fit and slightly refined. In this film series, he battled a foe that was more in line with his comic rogue gallery, a dastardly enemy known as the Wizard. In my opinion, Robert Lowery picked up right where Lewis left off and matured the role. He also was in better shape, which is important if you're gonna play a crime-fighting vigilante. Number 8 is George Clooney, who in my opinion did not get a fair shake. He's a world-renowned actor and beloved by many fans, but I think the craziness of the script distracts heavily from any good that could have come from his performance. But at the end of the day, this and a brief cameo in Flash are his only depictions as Batman. While I rank him higher than his TV counterparts and the original Batman actors, I believe the other actors had scripts that allowed them to shine better as actors.
Never leave the cave without it.
Up next, Val Kilmer, who in my opinion is underrated. He had the challenge of following the masterful performance by Michael Keaton and in my opinion did quite a wonderful job. Unfortunately for Kilmer, he found himself in a much campier film aimed towards reaching a wider audience at the hopes of getting strong brand deals.
Just a friend, but you can call me the Riddler.
It is rumored he had difficulties with the director, which resulted in him not reprising the role in the following sequel. As we go higher on the list, the next one may surprise many of you. Number 6, Iain Glen. Iain Glen, most notably known for Jonah in Game of Thrones, portrayed Bruce Wayne in the show Titans. Since his Bruce was actively Batman, although we never saw him in the suit, I find him suitable for this list. He plays an older Bruce Wayne who is haunted by his past. We know he's a member of the Justice League, and all the dreams and flashbacks Dick Grayson has throughout the series hints that this is one of the most capable Batmans in live action. For example, during A Nightmare, Dick Grayson imagined Batman taking down Gotham's police and killing every single inmate in Arkham Asylum. He mentored 2 Robins, Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. Despite being in his 60s, he has an on and off role as the Batman. Whether it was Dick's imagination of what Bruce would say, or when it was truly Bruce Wayne himself.
You want to be Robin again?
Ian Glenn had a wonderful performance and highlighted his charismatic nature. Number 5, Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson's arrival to the Batman scene was unexpected, but he was able to subvert expectations and deliver a wonderful show. This movie was quite different in the sense he was in the costume more than he wasn't. One aspect where I think he needs some growth in is his Bruce Wayne. We may see this in the sequels, but as of right now, a brooding Bruce Wayne seems way too suspicious of a persona to adopt when you're trying to hide another side of you, where, you are a brooding vigilante who breaks countless laws every single night. I really enjoyed his Batman and look forward to the Batman 2, where he can expand both on Bruce and Batman. If this list hasn't been controversial enough, this is where it begins. Number 4, Christian Bale. Christian Bale and Christopher Nolan changed the world and cinema forever with Batman Begins, and then broke movies again with The Dark Knight. Christian Bale is the most prolific actor to star in a Batman film since Jack Nicholson as the Joker. He had the incredibly tough challenge of working side by side with some of the all-time greatest actors, including Morgan Freeman, Michael Caine, Heath Ledger, and so many more. In my opinion, he is as good of a Bruce Wayne as you can get. Passionate and deep when it mattered, charismatic on cue, and someone you can believe can become Batman. Where he falls a little bit short, and is why, although he is high on this list, isn't on the top 3. His Batman is not among my favorites. I think the voice is a bit too much, and trust me, as someone who was once Batman for Halloween and thought it would be funny to do the voice for a single night, it absolutely wrecked my vocal cords. It felt like I gargled lava. The pain I experienced that week was worse than any flu-inducing sore throat. Not sustainable. And for some reason, he used that voice in private settings with people who knew he was Batman.
This is wrong.
I've got to find this man, Lucius.
That might be the script, but it overlaps with the overall portrayal, and that's a knock for me. For my top 3, it's important to have equally good performances. Cowl or no cowl. Number 3, Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is an iconic actor who played Bruce Wayne and Batman in 2 back-to-back blockbusters and reprised his role over 20 years later. This puts this actor in a unique situation since he's had a wide varieties of stories to capitalize on. We saw him in plenty of scenes as both Bruce Wayne and Batman, and in my opinion, he did a spectacular job. I think he balanced eccentric billionaire and someone who happens to be a bit mentally ill. And honestly, how could you not be if you fight crime every single night dressed as a bat? Without technology aiding in masking his voice, I enjoyed his Batman voice and overall Batman portrayal. The distinct differences between Batman and Bruce were made, but it was believable. In The Flash, I think he stole the show. His performance was dynamic, compelling, touching, and powerful. This is when he solidified his position to me as one of the best Batman actors of all time. Number 2, Ben Affleck. This is going to be controversial, but I think Ben Affleck has a strong case to be made for being this high up on the list. First, his performance as an older Bruce Wayne was phenomenal. The successful businessman, the tortured soul, the experienced fighter, the natural-born leader, someone who felt pain, sorrow, anger, joy, love, friendship. Everything that defines the character was exemplified. His Batman was as if it was right out of the comics. but a Batman who took darker turns after traumatic events. A Batman we've never seen go through so many tribulations. One aspect that has to be noted is how absolutely shredded he was for this role. He is possibly the most massive Batman we have ever seen and really brought a level of believability to the character. I think his best performance was in the Snyder Cut Justice League, where we were able to see all the traits that make Batman who he is. Number 1, Kevin Conroy. The number 1 Batman is someone who took this character to new heights. And in my opinion, no one created more of a stark difference between Bruce Wayne and Batman and made it believable. Earlier I said I would only rank actors who played him in live action, and since Kevin Conroy portrayed the character in the Arrow crossover, I think that counts. He had more than a cameo, it was an actual role in the plot. His appearance was inspired from the Bruce Wayne in Kingdom Come, somebody whose body has been mangled from years of battle, especially after a fight to the death with Superman. For this incarnation, he used his older Bruce Wayne voice from the Batman Beyond days.
Strange visitor from another planet comes to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men.
I thought that was a nice touch. Speaking of, that range he showed for Bruce Wayne and Batman throughout the years has been nothing short of incredible. From the Batman animated series, which changed the character forever, to the unbelievable Arkham Batman games, Batman Beyond, where he plays an older, grumpier, retired Bruce, and movies such as Killing Joke, where we saw masterful, dynamic performances that always surpassed expectations.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
I don't think anyone has ever had a better Batman voice that was also distinctly different than his Bruce Wayne's. Tech wasn't needed to mask the voice, he had the talent to shift it when it mattered. In my opinion, he is the perfect Batman. It was not easy to decide who would rank number 1 on this list, but I feel comfortable with this decision. He was someone who passed too soon, and no one may ever match his once-in-a-lifetime performance. Kevin Conroy, rest in peace. What is your Batman actor ranking? Let me know in the comments.